Oh my lord. The health bars are too low for me not to act.
Up, GG like a mana.
Got him, baby! Thanks for the blue. You fucking animal. Right, you're not even taking that long to load. What are you talking about? Okay. Game starts. Okay, enough paying attention to that asshole. Pay attention to the asshole in your headset. This game is a Shyvana jungle game. Whoa. So this game I am running in an offensive build of attack speed and hybrid pen damage in my runes with a 21-9 mastery page. It is very good for Shyvana in this devourer meta to go damage as shit and then build tanky later. So you end up bruisery, but with Devour and then a Ravenous, a Bork, or a Triforce, or two of those, even you can carry pretty hard. So you gotta dance. You gotta dance with the Pantheon. You gotta run around in circles, cat. Are you writing this down? I hope you are. You can't replay the video. It'll self-destruct. So you run back and forth. You gotta run back and forth a lot. The biggest thing about Devourer clearing, like I've already told you before, is that you got to focus on the farming. You gotta ignore your lanes. You only gank when it's incredibly opportune, not necessarily for the lane, but for you, because you're dedicated to being a power spike later. You know, whether your team likes the decision or notices it at all or gives a shit, they just want you to gank. Fuck them. You got to do what you got to do. Now here I fuck up. I take Q instead of E, which I'm almost positive is worse for the first clear. E gives you just more spread out damage. I think it gives you like 4 seconds of better auto attacks. So it's better than one empowered auto attack reset. So because of that, I get my ass kicked a little here on the red buff. That last hit from the red buff is really what does it. Honestly, like, I don't know if you can really maximize it any more than taking like 1 or 2 less hits from it. But you go after your first buff to the Scuttle, like I've talked about. You go there to take it. Sometimes you have to contest it from the other enemy jungle, but fortunately was not here. And then you just continue the fucking clear. Farm. That's all you do on Devour until you get it sated, which honestly, if you're good at farming, doesn't take that long. The two biggest things you got to pay attention to is during the first couple clears, making sure you back as soon as you have enough money for the Devourer, and then making sure that you have a good objective control, because all the objectives as a jungler that you control give you stack, give stack. Big money, big one. Stacks. As you can see, I didn't get that Scuttle. I probably should have gone to River after Wolves, because then I would have almost certainly run into the enemy Shyvana and had a chance to contest it, or at least harass her and know where she was. But I go back to base, I get Skirmishers. It's the most useful in my opinion. It gives you a debuff on an enemy, take less damage from them, do more damage to them. So it's great in duels, it's great in soloing out a damage threat in a team fight so you don't get bursted. And then you get that and a dagger on your first clear. If you cleared everything, even if you don't get either Scuttle, I think you should have enough. And here comes another amazing Diddler play. Because of my Skirmishers, I get overconfident and I ignore the fact that she has a level on me, which leads me to a gruesome death. She has to burn Flash to get away, but, you know, it is what it is. I fucked up and I shouldn't have picked a fight with her. But she was in my jungle and fuck her. Right in the pussy. But you can't let that distract you. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep on running into your jangle. She didn't take my chickens. What a pleb. Boop, 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 boop. You set him on fire. That death did put me behind, and it put her ahead. But as the game unfolds, you'll find that the other team's Shyvana is a lot less dedicated to the stacking of her Devourer than I am, which means I end up being a far more effective jungler. And I mean, it doesn't always turn out that way, but I mean, any given time, if you don't follow the power spikes that you've set out in your build path, then you're just fucking yourself. So I managed to pick up this second Scuttle. It takes a bit to... yeah, I go mid here. because Shyvana shows herself. Shyvana just killed me, so I have a bone to pick. Even more so than just being a mirror jungle lane and wanting to prove myself to be the better. So here, I don't have my ult or anything. I flash on her. I'm retarded. I'm so bad at this game. Don't do this. As you can see, this is extremely not worth it because Casey dies top lane too. It was 2 kills. Just because of my hubris. Like, after they backed off, I should have just gone back to farming. I ended up getting an assist out of it. Pantheon got a kill, but he died. Karthus got 2 kills. Was a bad day, not worth. Oh yeah, here I doubly fuck up. So I was in a super bad mindset for this part of the game. Because not only should I not have gone for that gank, but after that gank, the assist I got and the gold from Chicken Camp, I already had enough for my Devourer. So I get a pair of boots for it, and a potion and a ward, which is nice. But I basically wasted, I think I could have gotten chickens and red buff after the fact, and still been able to stack them on my Devourer. So I'm only slowing myself down here. But you know, you can't sit and kick yourself for it. You gotta keep moving. Here I decide, since my bottom jungle is fully cleared already, I go on Karthus since he's overextended. He just killed Pantheon, so he's not worried about anything, and I managed to burn his flash. And since I'm here anyway, typically what you want to do is you want to shove the lane into their tower so he loses CS. Somehow though, it looks like he didn't he stayed in lane, which is unfortunate. I don't think I caught it. I see Shyvana taking Scuttle, so I put a ward on Dragon just to make sure she can't sneak it when I'm not paying attention. Although I think that ends up happening anyway. So then you just continue clearing. So then you just continue clearing. So then you just continue clearing. You clear all the time. Which I'm not even listening to. I'm not even listening to myself. Look at that asshole just sitting there playing a game. I get a pink ward, so that's kind of okay. Oh yes, and then I do get this kill. I tank this shit. I go up. I smack her. Casey did all the work, and then I came in for the kill. So I leave him most of his farm. Get back to the farm. Yeah, again, like, I'm not even listening to my own advice. But fortunately, it's working out. Karthus ganks Casey. Casey kills him. Casey dies anyway, because Karthus die move OP. I give the blue buff to the Pantaleon. Since the Devourer gives you stacks, even if you just assist, basically, on the Creech. It gives you an assist even if you just help take it down. So it's takedown, it's assist or kill. So you can donate buffs without losing your stacks, so don't worry about that. So now I get back, I have a Vamp Scepter, which is awesome. That helps me so much clear, stay healthy. And I got some armor, which is good because it got a lot of AD threat. They have Karthus, but he's been dying left and right. He's been getting kills and assists, but he's not getting a lot of farm, so he's not a huge threat. And right now he's overextended again. And with someone like Pantheon, who has an on-demand stun, it's really an easy gank to go for, as you can see. Like, we've made a mockery of it before, but Karthus can't do anything when he's that pushed up. So here, I ward up there, it's just so I don't get jumped on. Go for Scuttle again. Pantheon's ulting bot, so I ignore Scuttle. I go bot for the assists. I don't think I get anything here. Just because, yeah, I get up, then they hook. I get an assist. Sivir barely dies. Casey gets a kill top. Sivir dies. Wallen, Tom, I think. And then we stay for the tower. So this is good. You want to make plays when they're right in front of you. No other time. And again, like I've said, I've not been listening to my own advice, not doing what I really should be doing. As of right now, you haven't seen a lot of the other Shyvana. She's doing what she should be doing, which is stacking her Devourer. But fortunately, with the Scuttle Crabs and the handful of assists I've been able to get, I've been able to keep up on my stacks. Right now I'm at about 12 at about 15 and a half minutes. I don't know what like the golden rule is. It's pretty new. I haven't heard anything about it, but I think that's a bit behind where I'm supposed to be. So I keep stacking. If there's jungle to take and I have the health to take it, there's no reason not to, really. Particularly because my lanes are doing alright for themselves. I don't have to really worry about being too weak in my jungle. I should be able to get assistance from my lanes, and that's something you got to pay attention to. There will be a quiz. I smite my wolves here because I think Shyvana's nearby. I saw her in river just a second ago, and I was right. She came in to take my Gromp. Thresh misses his hook, and here, something interesting happens. Pantheon and Thresh, they got a boner for this Shyvana, and you know what? I'm here to indulge. So they get her super low because she's just been stacking Devour. She doesn't have any tank stats. I jump on her, we take her out. That's awesome. But fortunately here, they're trailing in one by one to try and kill us. We have so much CC. I got the damage. Pantheon's got the damage. Tom can't do anything after Vayne's dead. And then just like this, they all tried to come in for this team fight one by one and died like idiots. And just like that, I'm 4-1. Like 2,900 gold. Boom. Hydra. Hail Hydra Ninja Tabby. So even though my Devour isn't done yet, I think I'm at 19 stacks right now, I just hit a huge power spike. Clearing is going to be super fast with the Hydra, almost twice as fast. So I can clear my jungle and I can go help my lanes at the same time. It'll be, almost just as efficient as turning right around and starting the clear over. So I'm just going to take these out so fast. Yeah, I take chickens, take wolves, take Gromp, and then go see what my team's doing. Oh yeah, blue buff's up. Bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. So right now I'm exactly where I want to be. Fortunately, all my dicking around with the team and their endeavors paid off really heavily, especially in that last skirmish. So at the same time that you want to stay farming, now that we've gotten this kind of advantage and my team wants to push, I can still be stacking but still be helping. And in doing that, I really just want to be in the enemy jungle taking the enemy shit, because I'm stronger than their Shyvana, and our lanes are, for the most part, I think, stronger than their lanes. So we're being aggressive, and every camp I take is one that their Shyvana doesn't get. I think by the end of this game, she doesn't even finish stacking or Devour, which means that says more about what she's been doing, but I also did my fair share to make sure that didn't happen. Or that did happen. Here, I fuck up. Here, I switched targets. I could have E'd, maybe I would have had to flash, but I could have killed the Shyvana. I couldn't kill Sivir. If I flashed on her, maybe. And if I had gone the other way, I would have seen this Vayne coming. So I could have responded a little more accordingly. Maybe would have gone a little bit better than 1-for-1. But that's how it goes sometimes. Blah, blah, blah. Thresh does a thing. Thresh clearing wards. So at this point, anything can happen, but this game's effectively won. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know why this is taking so long. God, I'm dead forever. So I start building a Triforce, because I'm a fucking man. And that's what you want to do when you're ahead. You just want to keep laying on the fucking damage. And again, you just got to keep that in mind when you're making plays later, or when you're in team fights. You got to remember that even though you're Shyvana and typically you're tanky, I have no tank items. I have Ninja Tabby, which are decent, and I have some residual health from my Phage. Not a lot. So I am way squishier than I look. Even though Shyvana, I think, scales pretty well with not many items. So here, I make another stupid mistake. Here, both teams, for the most part, minus our Jinx, are dancing around in their jungle. I run into Tom. I also run into Shyvana. And I decide to go in on the three of them because I see a juicy ult opportunity when my boner should have been pointed one of these two ways. So, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I fucking die. So I'm not the smartest. I didn't pay attention to where my team was. I just decided, you know what? I have an ultimate that pushes people into my face, and I'm gonna push people in my face and my balls, and it's a good time. But it wasn't a good time, and that's the joke of it all. Oh god. So I home guard the fuck back into this shit. I'm 5-3-4 now. I feel like an idiot. I've squandered my heavy lead. But my Devour is sated, so I can spend all my time with my team now and not really lose anything. I can help pressure everything. Boom, tower's my bitch. I run around the jungle. Here, I decide my team's strong enough that I can go around, get some farm, and then I decide to go push top. Oh no, I decide to take their red because fuck them. Yeah, here's more of me taking Shyvana's jungle. Not just because I want the farm, because I fucking do, but because that means Shyvana doesn't get the farm, which means she can't stack as well. I miss the wave, so I have to run after it. I get the ass end of it. But with my Hydra, and my phage and my devourer, I am a pushing machine. And I mean, Shyvana is a pretty good pusher anyway. So here, I see that the entire team is on the map, and no one's particularly close to top. So I fucking decide to shove this shit. I go for broke. So I run this shit down. Casey is leading some of them towards me, but he's kiting, he's strong, he's fed. We lose Pantheon, but then I think Casey gets a fucking double here. Right as I'm getting this tower. Yeah, there it is. So I just got a tower. Their team's fighting us and losing. And Shyvana was like on bot side jungle. So boom, here I am taking a fucking inhib tower for like as free as could be. Casey comes up to join me because he's done killing the team. And then the surrender vote comes in. Yeah! I guess we found out who the better dragon lady was. Okay, so the main takeaway is do as I say, not as I do. Live for the stacks. Pay attention to the...
I'm a cat. Rare.
Jedi mind, baby. Yeah, we bringing you the hardcore, the real raw type shit. You ain't never seen nothing before like